Okay, let's do this, folks. The Go Home Show. AEW. Revolution is this Sunday, so this is the Go Home for Dynamite. And we kick off this show with a big announcement from Tony Khan, who looked like he was just whacked out on coke for some reason, but that joke has been going on for a while. But by God, this guy was either this nervous or he was really on the shits tonight. Because, man, Tony Khan had himself a lot of coke. But, other than coke jokes, yes, we kick it off with a big announcement from him. Tony Khan basically was in the ring with Tony Schiavone, talking about, Jacksonville and, the company, how it's been going through the entire pandemic and whatnot, being here in Jacksonville, thanking everyone and just Jacksonville in general. And talking about AEW guys starting the parking lot. And, talk about Ring of Honor that launched damn near, 20 years ago and stuff. And Tony Khan basically said he is now the new owner of Ring of Honor. So, yes, AEW has bought Ring of Honor. And talked about how Ring of Honor had its first show and its first ever main event with both Bryan Danielson and Christopher Daniels. That they were in the first ever main event of, like I said, Ring of Honor. So I guess now they can have their match again 20 years later at this point, which is kind of insane when you think about it. In a way, I figured this match would have happened at some point. But then again, like I said, it's been 20 years since Ring of Honor. Now, there's a lot to say about this. And I mean a lot to say about this. And especially with Ring of Honor itself, because there's been speculation for months now what was going to happen with Ring of Honor since Final Battle. And we know either half the talent has been signed to AEW themselves, or they've gone on to some other company, or we've seen them in Impact or other places. So I don't know what's going to happen with Ring of Honor. And by the way, Tony Khan trying to say, I'm that Shane. Listen, this is not comparable to WWF, man, I'm getting my W's wrong tonight. WWF buying WCW back in 2001. Okay, I wouldn't really call it that kind of a comparison. Okay, Ring of Honor, yes, Ring of Honor's been around for in its 20th year anniversary right now, I should say. And Ring of Honor, they have been a big thing, especially through the indie scene. Indie scene throughout this many years of development. So there's a lot of questions now going into this, though. I don't think Tony Khan should be trying to think he's Shane McMahon, because he's not, okay? And even I thought that was a lame comparison, but, I wonder what was going to happen with Ring of Honor, because after Supercard of Honor, if anybody wondered, was there really going to be a show after that? Will Ring of Honor still even be on part of the whole Sinclair broadcasting thing? It's a lot of questions that's going to go on the Ring of Honor. Will they still be a show? Do I expect some invasion angle to happen? Possibly, because let's be honest, half the fucking Ring of Honor talent is in AEW right now as it is. Same former Ring of Honor talent themselves. But, I don't know. I know I've read a little of the detail. I do know they get the entire tape library. Some would say that they're trying to get a whole streaming deal. So with having ROH large tape library, they can do a lot with that. And I don't know, man. Like ROH, they really was just bought by the competition. They really were. I said this over a couple years ago. Ring of Honor should be very worried right now. And listen, Ring of Honor's always had talent. And we've seen a lot of them go to the WWE and stuff. And there's many reasons to why Ring of Honor was in the state of it is right now, okay? Can you blame AEW for some part of that? Yes, you can, which I've said it before. When your top talent leaves to go form their own wrestling company and get backed by a billionaire and have a TV deal right off the bat, when Ring of Honor's been around for God knows, damn near 20 years and never really had that great of a TV deal. Yes, Sinclair Broadcasting should have put money into this, but they only put money into it like if necessary, like it was for All In. They've never, I don't know, they ever looked at Ring of Honor as that big of an asset. And listen, it's been hard to find Ring of Honor on TV for years now. Have I watched pay-per-views? Yes. Have I watched Ring of Honor? I wouldn't say I've watched Ring of Honor for the beginning. I discovered Ring of Honor in 2010 when I had HD Net. That's when I first discovered ROH, okay? And stuff. And I watched, on and off, and I kind of followed here and there. I did follow it when it was really hot, once they, working with New Japan, and, of course, they had a lot of names at the time, but from Cole, to say Bullet Club, Jay Lethal, Kenny King, Red Dragon. It's a lot of names. Ring of Honor has had countless names. Okay, and I've watched them, but I feel like Ring of Honor really should have went somewhere, especially after the Madison Square Garden show. But Ring of Honor ended up dropping the ball at the Madison Square Garden show with New Japan, and mostly everybody was like the New Japan part than they did the Ring of Honor part of it, and they feel like they did, and they really did drop the ball there, and they should have went higher places, but the pandemic really hurt them too, and them taking that delay off of time, and I know it was a lot of money spent, especially with protecting the wrestlers, which give Ring of Honor credit. They did a lot where they could have protected the wrestlers when it came to COVID and stuff, but there's a cost to that at the same time. So, people wonder what was going to happen in Ring of Honor. Because, yes, like I said, a lot of the talent right now have either signed with AEW or they've been another company. We've seen a lot of them in Impact. We've seen Jonathan Gresham defend the title anywhere he can right now. So, I don't really know what's going to happen next. I know Supercard of Honor is coming up during WrestleMania weekend. So, what's going to happen after that? Will Ring of Honor still have a show? Will Ring of Honor still, someone looking, is going to be just developmental for AEW? Because, so I would say, Tony Khan, yes, you just bought another wrestling company. But honestly, dude, you haven't had this wrestling company for like what? 3 years and everything? Should he really be buying another wrestling company right now? Like, it's different when the WWF bought WCW and ECW. That was different. Okay? This, and I'm sure they've acquired a lot of talent. I'm sure they have. Because it's many names in Ring of Honor. Which, I don't know about the Honor No More group and Impact, if they're ever going to show up in AEW, but, last time I checked what Ring of Honor had, I know they had guys, like I said, of course, Gresham, the champion himself, that's been everywhere, or Bandito, who's champion, or Rush, or Shane Taylor, or, it's a lot of names, Silas Young, Joe Hendry, Josh the Goods Woods, no, Deanna's the Ring of Honor Women's Champion right now. Briscoe Brothers. Briscoe Brothers are the current Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. Of course, the fucking Briscoe Brothers. It's kind of crazy. Ring of Honor even has a Hall of Fame now. And now you've just been bought out by technically your competition. Because Ring of Honor wouldn't really fuck with AEW like that. Especially after AEW started. And, look who won out of this. So, I don't know what's going to happen with Ring of Honor. It's an up and down thing. So, I guess good on Tony Khan and AEW, especially from a business move. Buying ROH and stuff. But, man, it's like, I look at Ring of Honor. It's a sad state when you look at it. It really is. But, yeah, though, I don't know what's going to happen next. I honestly don't know really what to expect next after this news, though. So yeah, it's big news. It really is big news for it really is big news. Like I said, big news for AEW and stuff buying them. But I some figured this was gonna happen, or if Tony Khan was just gonna announce another signing or whatnot, or I don't know. Like you said, apparently it's gonna change the business. Will it change the business though? I don't know. I don't know what to expect out of this. So, like I said, with Tony Khan, AEW buying Ring of Honor, the question is now, what's going to happen, Ring of Honor, from this, huh? What's really going to happen? Not saying Ring of Honor don't got talent, but like I said before, what's going to happen? Will Ring of Honor still have a show? Will Ring of Honor run like usual? Will it be some invasion angle? I don't know. Will the title still be here? Will a lot of things happen with Ring? It's a lot of questions, okay, with ROH. So, ROH, I guess, like I said, you got to count them out. They're not even like competition. You've been bought by a competition, so you're just now an asset and everything. They're not really a company, I guess, no more. You're you just been absorbed by AEW and stuff. But, like I said before, there's a lot of questions. What happens next with Ring of Honor? They've been bought out. You've been bought by the competition, so I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really heard what Joe Koff or Kerry Silkin have said yet after all this. So, AEW has gained, like I said, intellectual property, tape library, and a whole bunch of other things and stuff. But like I said, what will be the future of Ring of Honor from this, huh? What will be? It's kind of crazy that them going to their 20th year, you've been bought out. So, because the company was already on hiatus, nobody didn't know what was going to happen, especially after Supercard of Honor. And then it's like I said in the past, how many people are really going to come back to Ring of Honor if the company's telling you to go find somewhere else to work immediately? Okay, how many people are really gonna come back? You knew they would sign with AEW or go somewhere else, or Impact, or whatever other company was out there. But how many people expected the people that were gone for ROH to come back? So with them buying ROH, what happens to a lot of this talent? I don't know. Like I said, I may be repeating a couple things here and there over, but there's a lot of questions that need to be said, and I'm sure the answers will be detailed later in time. But I don't know, man. It's a mixed bag in a way out of all this. It's big news. Not saying that, not against it. I figured somebody was going to buy it or put some money into it. Well, like I said, Tony Khan, because it does like Sinclair Broadcasting Group was ever going to do it. So what happens next, I don't know. So I just had to say something about that, because that's probably, like I said, one of the biggest news things out of all this other than this go-home show. Because then we did get Danielson and Daniels, that's kind of crazy. Daniels, Brian Danielson, Christopher Daniels. That's kind of crazy. But this is a very good match. And honestly, we haven't seen Christopher Daniels since honestly, last time I even saw Christopher Daniels on TV, he was on Impact, and that's when they were still working with AEW. But then since that ended, Daniels just kind of disappeared off of Impact then, because last time he was on AEW was the whole breaking up SCU thing and the eye stuff and whatnot. But Danielson ended up getting the win, putting Christopher Daniels into like a triangle choke, winning. Right after then, Danielson saying, 17 years ago in Ring of Honor, we both started in the matches in a handshake, but this is not Ring of Honor anymore. This is AEW, and it's time to kick someone's head in. He started kicking Danielson's head in until Jon Moxley came out, looked at him, and he says, okay, this is what it's going to be. This destruction, what, I join you or I get my head stomped in and fade into oblivion and stuff, okay? And he says he's going to walk through hell and firing bullets just to beat Brian Danielson. And he says future was bright and no one's going to take that path away from him and whatnot. So he's basically ready for him this Sunday. Basically, it's just been a rehash of some of the other promos Mox has already cut on Danielson. So this is just hyping up the match for this Sunday. Sting and Darby Allin were in the back, talking about Rampage and stuff. I guess Darby's going back for the TNT title against Sammy and Andrade in a triple threat. So yeah, Rampage will be live. Next, the AEW Tag Team Casino Battle Royale. Okay, first off, we got the return of Top Flight. Darius Martin is back. He has been gone, I believe, with an ACL injury. He's been gone for about a year at this point, okay? And whatnot. So he's been gone for a while, but it was nice to see him again. He got a good pop. It was good to see both Top Flight back together, and, they kept Dante Martin around, holding his own until his brother got back. And he's been booked pretty, well, he's got a lot of TV time, too. So, like I said, both these guys are not bad. Of course, Darius had to get his footing back together. Like I said, it's been a while. So, he's back. I know them and FTR started out. Next was the Acclaimed. I gotta say, man, Kane's living rent-free in a lot of people's head because of Twitter right now. Well, I tell you. But I'm not going to go into that and everything. It's already debatable on that whole situation, so I'm not really going to go into the whole political thing right now or just that, but I suggest people do research before I would say commenting on what Kane had said. Do research first and maybe kind of understand what's going on there, but take how you want to take that one. Now, Nia Jax, that's a different story. Her, don't know what to say about her. That is just, I'll just say this, not a good comparison. Maybe someone can debate me on that, and I'm sure they can and probably give some detail. Willing to do that. But Nia Jax, don't know what's going on with that one. But, the Acclaim was next. Dark Order guys, 10 and Allen Angels. The Butcher and the Blade. the Varsity Blondes, Santana Ortiz, Bear Country, Dolph Ziggler's brother and some other guy. I know they got eliminated. I know that. The Best Friends. What? Stu Grayson and Uno, Pizza Uno, Eva Uno, the Young Bucks, which I'm surprised weren't even the last team out there. The Gun Club, which got eliminated immediately after like super kicks and a shatter machine. Lee Johnson and Brock Anderson, and Everrise was the final teams. Listen, I will say this. This wasn't as chaotic as it was last week, but then again, they got so many teams, it's hard to keep up with all of them, okay? And I'm surprised Private Party wasn't even in this match. I'm like, aren't they a tag team also? I think it got better towards the end. I'm still waiting on that Santana Ortiz push, but they ended up getting eliminated by, Everrise and stuff. But when it kind of got to the final teams, of course, FTR, the Bucks, and Top Flight. I know FTR got eliminated. I know Dante and I think Wheeler went out at the same time. I know Red Dragon, it came out and kind of stopped. What was it like? Who they tried to stop? Like one of the Bucks or something. He made the save. But Darius Martin up taking out Nick Jackson, which Darius and Matt Jackson were left, and Matt low blowed him and super kicked him. And here's another thing with this tag team battle royale. This was very predictable. We all knew the Young Bucks were going to be in this match. Like, come on, I never really saw the Young Bucks ever losing. They were going to win regardless. Like I said, it got better towards the end, but it was just so many tag teams. This really took up half the show when you think about it. So this was very predictable, and Bucks and Red Dragon, they celebrated, and Jungle Express came out and watched, so we all know what's going to happen there, but it was good to see Top Flight back together. Chris Jericho was talking about Eddie Kingston, talking about Sunday, question if Eddie is going to have fierce success and stuff, and if he can't handle it, he can tell him to GFY. Santana Ortiz basically looked at Jericho and gave him a fist bump, saying, we good? And like I said, it good, and he said, Jericho said he would always have their back. CM Punk came out to talk about what happened last week. Everyone's a hero in their own story, but has he become the bad guy now, he said? Has he created a monster? Has he been gaslit? And he said he believes that MJF told the truth, and maybe he's older now or something, but, he talked about how he had a fight with Stone Cold back then, how, everybody say he took his ball and went home, if we all remember that, and whatnot. But he said MJF has done some horrible things to people, beating up Dean Malenko, a man that has Parkinson's disease, or talking about Brian Pillman Jr. and his dad in hell and Darby's uncle in the car accident. He's hurt people. He's hurt a lot of people. And he said, what should he do? As MJF came out, by the way, both these guys wearing all white, so it's going to be a lot of blood. But Punk says he's done horrible things, from, covering himself, in ashes from a legendary wrestler, which, of course, the Undertaker feud from WrestleMania 29, and poured out alcohol down an alcoholic's throat. I'm trying to remember that feud all the way. I think that's Jeff Hardy. And same with the, mocking a drug addict that lost his job. He's just basically talking about Jeff Hardy and Undertaker and his feuds from them from years ago, on SmackDown and stuff, and WrestleMania. But Punk said this is bigger than wrestling. It's about that 11-year-old kid that looks up to MJF, that used to be like him and Punk, and wants to mirror something. And if he was the good guy or not, he's got that answer. He's just trying and whatnot. He wanted a handshake, but MJF gave him a hug. And of course, you got kicked in the nuts. The nuts, nut shot. You see it coming from a mile away, I tells you. And MJF basically beat the living hell out of Punk. Give him the whole pile driver. Brings out the rest of the pinnacle and stuff. Takes that diamond ring, and by God, what a gash on CM Punk's head. Beat the living hell out of him. And stuff, as he's bleeding all over the place, calling him an old man, that the greatest trick the devil has ever pulled was convincing the world he doesn't exist. And at Revolution, he said he was the devil himself, and, Spears with the dog collar, and they start choking him out then. Sting, Sammy Guevara, and Darby end up making a save after that. As my co-host has said about this is basically the feud of the year right now, but this is probably the biggest match on this card, okay, with Punk and MJF. So, great promo, great segment in general. Punk, man, he took a beating and bled all over the place like a damn stuffed pig out there. So CM Punk has to win this match this Sunday. I'm going to be assuming that, okay? But great segment, though. Keith Lee was in the back until Ricky Starks interrupted him. I guess they may have a match this Friday on Rampage. Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez went against Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. Now, there's a lot to say about this match. This doesn't make sense. Number one, let's just get to it already. Thunder Rosa ended up pinning Britt Baker. That is, as anybody would say, and my friend Steven said, that's some WWE booking type shit right there. Okay? That's some WWE booking. So this already tells me Britt Baker is going to win this Sunday. Alright? Thunder Rosa pinned the champion before the pay-per-view. This is just easy. I'd be surprised if Thunder Rosa go over this Sunday now. Okay? Because that's some WWE booking. Alright? You could have pinned Mercedes Martinez. You could have pinned Jamie Hayter. Then that would have been okay. But the fact that Rosa just pinned the champion on the go-home show before the pay-per-view, Thunder Rosa ain't about to win this shit. I'm sorry. She ain't winning. And that's who I wanted to win. But obviously, Baker's going over. I'd be surprised if Thunder Rosa wins now. But that's some WWE booking stuff. Tay Conti and Anna Jay were backstage. Talking about, I guess, the TBS title. Jay Gargano said, like, girl, shut your ass up if I kick you in your face again. Like, don't nobody care about that karate shit. That was funny. Jay was funny right there. Both women still pretty green. I don't know how that match is still gonna go. But I like how she just walked up saying, man, like, hey, man, shut your ass up if I kick you in the face again. Nobody don't care about that karate shit. That was hilarious. Jade was funny for that. So, I like that part. Next, though, Wardlow destroyed Cesar Bazzani. Wardlow, of course, with the power bombs, but Spears is going to use his chair. Wardlow stopped him, which the fans cheered for, and had a stare down with Spears then, who backed off then after that. So, Wardlow, scaring him off. They announced, I swear to God, it had to be like damn near 15, 20 matches, or I don't know how many matches they announced for either Rampage this Friday or the almost like 15 matches they got for Revolution. My God, they have a very stacked card. And it's a lot of damn matches on here, okay? A lot of matches for Revolution. It's got to be 15 of them. It's a pretty big card with some good stuff on there, but it's a lot of matches. I know they had the House of Black cut a promo in with Buddy Murphy being there. Spears basically talking to Wardlow and everything, so MJF, brought him in, they got to try to be accountability buddy and stuff, and told Wardlow, if you win a ladder match, you can keep the title. Now that you win anyway, but Wardlow says, yeah, I'm not going to win, yeah, because they always got to keep protecting you and make sure you win. But MJF slapped him then and said, you need to remember who you work for. You don't work for AEW. You work for me. And if you don't get it together, I'll put your family out in the street right now. So, Wardlow face turn, it's coming sooner and sooner. He could be involved in this Sunday's match in the dog collar, so we'll see about that. In the main event, though, the Undisputed Era went against Hangman Page. Hangman. Yeah, I'm not going to go into that. I've already discussed that part earlier. Oof, but saw people turn on him online. But Hangman Page in the Dark Order. It was a six-man. Some would say it's a spot fest, so I don't have much to say about this. Undisputed Era 1, that's all you really need to know, okay? Crowd could be a little bit hotter for that, but Undisputed Era end up, beating up Hangman after that. They end up duct taping him to the ropes. They beat the hell out of the rest of the Dark Order members as Cole held up the title, held up the Page's face. Page gave him a headbutt, and then Cole gave him several super kicks and left him on, with the belt on his shoulders then before walking off. So, obviously I feel like the biggest match is going to be the dog collar match. I feel like it's probably, like I said, the biggest feud you got in this company right now. The world title match, I don't even know how that's going to go. I feel like it needs more heat to it, but then again, some would say it's not enough story behind it. It's just having a match, which we only discuss only little of both of these guys being the same crew Bullet Club and being a Ring of Honor together. Wasn't much to that. I don't think Cole's really going to win. Some will really expect it. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think he's going to win and whatnot, even if Red Dragon, gets involved. But yeah, the Undisputed Era just kicked the shit out of everybody in this main event, though. But yeah, I feel like the dog collar match is on a bigger level now than in the world title for some reason. But yeah, this was the go-home show for AEW tonight. Other than, everything that's leading into Sunday, I think the biggest things out of this show was the Punk and MJF promo, to end off before going to this pay-per-view. And, of course, AEW now buying Ring of Honor. So, obviously, that's the biggest thing, just to go home and, like I said, AEW now owning Ring of Honor and stuff. So, other than that, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. We will have a review this Sunday. Don't know how many people are going to be on that review, but looks like I got to go probably recruit some folks into this and see how this is going to go, because I feel like it's going to be a long-ass show this Sunday. I really do. All right, but yeah, tell me what you think about the pay-per-view coming up. Tell me what you think about Ring of Honor being bought out, by AEW now. So, yeah, it's a lot to say about this. So, other than that, I'm out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out. Check out any other reviews and whatnot. So, yeah, it's March, folks, and it's a lot of madness in March. So, what can I say? So, I don't know. Revolution, Rampage. We'll see you this Sunday. So we out of here. Let's go. I know I did this yesterday. It's the first of the month, but it's March Madness, folks. Miles on the dash. Got a pound up in gas. Switch your lanes in the Grand Rapids. We the one that kept it cool. All the niggas till they never start acting. Shoot a nigga like film. I laugh. I just having fun doing this shit. All these cops shoot nigga trash. But I wasn't living lavish. I got playing for the Mavericks. I ain't wanna fuck the bitch around and make me fuck her in. She average. Money in the cup. We out here. Woo.